Hi everyone, in this video I will show everything about lamination, detailing and baking of the croissant. Unfortunately I won't show anything about the recipe and the mixing of the dough, because otherwise the video will be far too long. I'm sure you will understand and I hope you will enjoy the video. So to make the croissant, what we're gonna need is your dough, of course. You can put a little bit of flour everywhere. We're gonna start first to make it a little bit more flat. You try to make a square. And then we take the dough and we're gonna go to the laminator. So you're gonna put the dough here. And you're gonna go from one side to the other to stretch it a little bit in order to put the butter inside. And it will be much easier. So let's go. So I start at 30mm and I stop at 60. And then I take the dough. So what we want to do here is to incorporate the butter in the dough. You can put first a little bit of flour. What we want is to get this size and get on each side pretty much half of the side of the butter. So we need to stretch it a little bit this way, and this way is pretty much good. Can put a little bit of flour, so I'm doing it manually, it will be easier. You can stretch here, and we have a nice square, can you see? So now I try again and it's perfect. So I'm gonna take out the butter. You put it completely in the middle. So it's in the middle and you can press here. Don't put too much dough after the butter, otherwise after lamination you will have too much dough and we don't really want this. So you can do this, looks pretty good. You're gonna cut same as here, you're gonna cut straight at the edge of butter to avoid to get an excess of dough. And you cover. One side, then the other one. You can stretch a little bit. What we need to do is cover completely the butter. Looks quite nice. And now we're gonna press a little bit everywhere to make this part, those two dough together, stick to each other. And also to make it a little bit thinner to make it easier to laminate. So for this you need to press quite hard because the butter is hard, dough is hard. Don't forget that the texture of your dough needs to be the same texture of the butter when you do this. Otherwise, if the butter is too hard, it's gonna break when you're gonna laminate, so you're gonna have some part of butter everywhere. And if it's too soft, well, it's gonna spread everywhere. So they need to be the same texture. So you can put a little bit of flour on top and under. And now we're gonna go for the lamination. So for the lamination, you put your dough here. I'm gonna start at 30mm. So I'm gonna do the double turn and then I will do straight the simple turn. If you're not sure, you can do both of them quite straight, but if you're not sure about this, better to do double turn first, put in the fridge and do the simple turn later. Because if you have not enough experience, you can have some problem with the dough. So me, I'm gonna do like this to show you, but you can do it in two parts or in one part if you are quick enough and experienced enough. So now I'm gonna start. Start 30, 25. I was 12mm, now I go 10. So now what I'm gonna do is fold this part like this, not too much. I'm gonna cut this to make it straight, and because also here there's no butter, so there's no real point to keep it. And then I'm gonna bring this part. You see here there's butter, and here no butter. So same, I'm gonna cut this. You can use it in the dough later. So I just put like this, and those two parts are gonna get together. You can stretch a little bit. You see you have a nice rectangle, and then you're gonna fold here also. Now you need to cut here with a knife to liberate or free the strength of the dough. You will avoid the dough to crack later. So you cut here and here. So the dough was like this. You make a quarter turn like this, and then we're gonna go to the lamination again. The dough is here, it's about 30 millimeter. So I start 30 because my laminator don't go more than 30. And here we go until 10 again. You go step by step. Now I'm 15. Now I go 10. The lamination is done, it's finished, and I'm gonna do a simple turn. I'm gonna bring the dough here, like I'm gonna fold one side, then the other side is gonna cover the rest. So like this, and this one should cover here. If it's not, you can stretch a little bit, like this. Easy, so one side and the other one on top. And what we want is to cut again here also like before. And here we are. We have a nice square. Perfect. You can see the lamination. And we put this in the fridge. So you can put this in plastic. What you can do is cover it with some plastic paper or a lid if you have. If your fridge is not too dry, you can just leave it like this. That's what I'm gonna do. Minimum 1 hour, and then to make the crust, you can leave it like 1 hour, 2, 3, 4 hours. Yeah, after it will be detailing of the croissant. Okay, so the fridge. So I put my dough on the laminator. I'm gonna start 30 millimeter, and I'm gonna go to 4.5. At the beginning, I can go like 1.5 centimeters by step, and it will be fine. And now I go to 4 millimeter. And it's done. And I'm gonna go on a table. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna cut one side because I don't need it and it's not straight. So this side, I can put it in the dough before lamination for the pain au raisin, or I can use it in the next dough. So for my size, I want 32 centimeters here and 8.5 large. It depends on whatever you want. Each people is different, each baker is different. Some people want shorter and larger. So now I'm gonna take the first croissant, 8.5. So like this. And I'm gonna cut it. So now I have the first croissant. Then I'm gonna use this tool, which is super convenient. It allows me to cut different parts in the same time, instead of taking every time the measure and cut after. So I just put like this. I want 8.5, so I just stretch it up and I got 8.5. And then I just have to cut like this. I just follow this line and everything will be straight. So if you're a baker and you need this, unfortunately I don't remember the name in English. So once you've done this, you just need to cut. What I have to do is just make a cut from one side to the other. And we have the shape of the croissant. So now I did all the croissant. And what I'm gonna do is just roll them. So some people, they do a cut in the middle. It depends, I don't want this. And I don't do this. So you can stretch a little bit, but not too much. And then you just roll it. So you do a first fold like this, and then you just roll. Press a little bit, and then you have your croissant. And I put on the paper. and all of them like this. Okay, so I'll show you, explain you. You just fold like this again, and you just roll. So now I'm gonna do all the croissant, and I'm gonna cut the video because, well, we don't really want to see, because otherwise it's gonna be too long. So that's how the croissants are supposed to be after proving. So they spend the night in the fridge and then they prove for 3 hours at 26, 27 degrees. The size is pretty much double now. And now they're ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna cover everything with egg and then they will go for baking. So the baking time is, it depends on your oven, but it should be about 20 minutes at 180 degrees, 200 degrees Celsius. It depends on your oven. So I just egg wash every croissant. So they have different schools. Some people are gonna tell you don't put some egg on the layers because they're gonna get stuck together. And some other schools say, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't change much. Actually, I'm from this school. I never see any difference between putting the egg on the layers or not. So anyway, just cover the croissant with the egg everywhere. So now let's go for baking. So this is all my croissant I bake and some chocolatine also that you can see. Pretty nice actually, they're super nice. So now it's your turn to do. I'm gonna also cut one croissant to show you inside how it is. You can see the layers, very nice croissant, I'm super happy with this. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have some more questions, because maybe I forgot some things to tell you, you can just comment the video and I will answer the question. So have a good day and see you for the next video. Bye bye.